Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk Spook. I'm your host, Don, and today we're going to talk about Dark Exorcism, which I watched on Tubi. Um, Not to shill for Tubi. God, I wish that Tubi would sponsor me with how much I talk about their channel. Not to shill for Tubi, but again, Tubi is probably the best free streaming network out there, possibly one of the best streaming networks, period, given just their massive library of stuff like this amazing movie, all the Asylum stuff that we watch, but also they have a great actual films like the entire Kickboxer series. So if you haven't checked out Tubi, you really should. And again, Tubi, if you're looking for somebody to sponsor, give me a call or email Jeremiah. He loves that stuff. Anyway, we're talking about Dark Exorcism, which I watched on Tubi. As per usual on Let's Talk Spook, we break things into 6 separate categories. Those 6 separate categories are story, acting, music, atmosphere, look, and finally creep. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Dark Exorcism. So, story. I like the story for this. It follows a woman who I couldn't tell if she was a journalism student or a journalist, one or the other. But she is doing a report on the paranormal. And so she goes to speak with a woman whose job is to prove or disprove paranormal activity. And this woman tells her there's only 3 times she has ever seen or experienced something during her investigations that she could not explain, that she thought was true, actual paranormal activity. Every other time, it's always been a hoax. And so she invites this journalist to come with her on her most recent investigation. And of course, journalist is like, oh, absolutely, definitely, totes my goats, yo. So she goes with her, and of course, this is an actual example of demonic possession. And then we kind of get into kind of your generic demonic possession stuff, where when she's not there, she's starting to see things. When she is there, the girl starts talking in multiple voices at once and doing creepy, crazy things, and then they attempt to exorcise her, and that's why it's called Dark Exorcism. So I give it a 3 for story because I like the setting, I like the concept. It's not terribly original, but I did enjoy it. Acting, I gave it a 2. So this is a movie by Breaking Glass Pictures. Breaking Glass Pictures is it's a little bit less good quality than, say, Gravitas Ventures. So, like, when you're talking B horror, right, you're talking lowest of the low, Wild Eye. And then above Wild Eye, you got stuff like Breaking Glass. Then you get to Gravitas Ventures, and then you get to Asylum, which, depending upon what Asylum movie you're watching, can fall really anywhere on that scale. So Breaking Glass is pretty low on the B horror film kind of sliding scale, but they're not as bad as Wild Eye. But this movie had a lot of the feel of early Asylum horror. So the acting's not great. It's got bad ADR. Some of the dialogue is not also great. So gave it a 2 for acting. Music, there is nothing special about the music, so 2.5. Atmosphere, I gave this a 3, which is surprising. This is actually really good for a Breaking Glass Pictures movie. Aside from the bad ADR, I was definitely into this movie. I enjoyed it, but also it wasn't like spectacular. It wasn't holding me, but it wasn't terrible. So it's a 3, a little above middle of the road, but really good for Breaking Glass. So tree. Look, it's a 1. It doesn't look scary. It's the cast is 5 people, 4 women, 1 dude who's the boyfriend of the main character. When the girl is doing like spooky things, it's not really that spooky. The special effects for like injuries is just not. It's a one. All right, it's not great. And then finally, Creep. I gave it a 2 because again, demonic possession is creepy. But overall, it wasn't very scary. It didn't stay with me, so a 2. We tally up those scores and we get a 2.1 out of 5 skulls for Dark Exorcism, which again, for a Breaking Glass Pictures B horror film, is not bad. This you're not going to be wasting your time seeing this. It's just not that great. Yeah. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you have any questions, you saw the movie, you liked it. You saw the movie and you hated it more than me. Let me know. Please think about liking, commenting, subscribing, donating, joining our community, helping us to build this into something bigger. And with that, okay, thanks, bye.